Now on CoastTV News.
Ways to increase pedestrian safety in Rehoboth Beach, what locals say about the need for more precautions.
A historic club up for sale, what this could mean for the future of the building.
A heavy police presence in Iowa this morning after a school shooting, how many people were hurt, and what we know so far.
Clear sky, Cam, for tonight. Will tonight's tranquil, clear weather continue going into the weekend? The answer is no. Okay, I'll tell you when that next round of rain is going to show up.
This is CoastTV News at 5.
Pedestrian safety. Rehoboth Beach looking to make changes to help everyone walking around downtown. Good evening. I'm Madeline Overturf.
And I'm Charlie Sakaitis. Welcome to our News at 5. We begin tonight with safety recommendations in Rehoboth Beach.
While pedestrian safety is important any time of year, it's especially important during the busy summer months when lots of people visit coast towns like Rehoboth Beach. On Tuesday, city officials will look at recommendations like yield to pedestrian signs, more walk your bike signs, and pedestrian lead traffic light intervals to potentially increase safety. Live in Rehoboth Beach is CoastTV News' Elisa Weber. Elisa, you spoke with someone today who worries about people in the summer because drivers in the summer are dangerous.
Maddie, crossing a crosswalk like this one here in Rehoboth Beach during this time of year is not that much of a challenge. But during the summer, that's a different story. And it can also be a hazard if drivers aren't paying attention and focusing on other things like trying to find a parking spot. In Rehoboth Beach, when the temperature gets warmer, the crowds get bigger and the traffic gets thicker. Erin Cecil frequently runs in Rehoboth Beach, and she wants drivers to pay more attention to pedestrians.
Well, runners can often be in their own little world. Sometimes we're listening to headphones. The importance of being aware of traffic, other pedestrians, bikers, electric bikes, so important. We hear about accidents all the time.
The city of Rehoboth Beach is searching for more ways to keep people safe all times of the year, but especially during the busy season. Already, there are some safety measures like speed checks and light-up pedestrian crossing signs, but the city wants to draw more attention to the people on 2 feet because sometimes drivers are preoccupied.
A lot of people, are coming in here, you're looking for a hotel, you're looking for a restaurant, you're looking for street names, all that kind of stuff.
Recommendations include yield to pedestrian signs on Rehoboth Avenue, walk your bike signs on sidewalks, and pedestrian-led traffic light intervals. While light-up crosswalk signs like this one right here have helped to make the crosswalks more visible when people are trying to cross, some say during the summer with the large crowds of people coming into Rehoboth Beach, that's just simply not enough.
The crosswalks seem to be pretty regularly spaced. It seems like sometimes it's hard to know where those crosswalks are. So just maybe more clear marking for those stops or those crossings.
The city says it is exploring more options to make Rehoboth safer for pedestrians, which will hopefully encourage more people to walk around Rehoboth instead of drive. The Rossi Group came up with these recommendations after analyzing the parking and traffic study. In Rehoboth Beach, I'm Elisa Weber, Coast TV News.
Safety rail trail crossing improvement at Federal Street in Milton will be discussed at the next town meeting. According to the agenda, the town will discuss and possibly vote on recommendations from the Streets and Sidewalk Committee. According to the committee, recommendations were offered to address and improve the safety for pedestrians and bike riders. Some include reducing the crossing distance for trail users and reducing drivers' speed through visual lane narrowing. This meeting is scheduled for Monday at 6:30 p.m.
Breaking news, it's happened yet again. A school shooting, this time in Perry, Iowa. Here's what we know so far. The shooter, a 17-year-old student, is dead from an apparent self-inflicted gunshot wound. A 6th grader was killed, according to Iowa Division of Criminal Investigation. 5 other victims are being treated at hospitals in the area. 4 of them students, one of them a school administrator. The shooting took place shortly before the bell rang to start the day on the first day back from winter break. Perry is a small community of about 7,000 to 8,000 residents. The high school and middle school share a campus of about 700 students. This is an ongoing investigation.
Japan's Ministry of Land, Infrastructure, Transport and Tourism has released part of the communications record between air traffic controllers and the aircraft involved in this tragic crash you see there in Tokyo. Those communications show air traffic control had given permission for that Japan Airlines aircraft to land, and that the Coast Guard aircraft was the one not authorized to enter the runway. A transcript of those communications shows the JAL flight was cleared to land on runway 34 right, and the Coast Guard plane was told to taxi to holding point C5, which the Coast Guard pilot repeated back to controllers. According to Japan's Coast Guard, the captain of that Coast Guard aircraft said he had received permission to enter the runway.
The Biden administration is taking the state of Texas to court over its controversial immigration law. The new measure signed by Governor Greg Abbott gives local law enforcement the authority to arrest migrants. The filing argues that the state, quote, cannot run its own immigration system, unquote. The move Wednesday comes after the Justice Department threatened last week to sue Texas if it didn't back down from the measure. This marks the second illegal action against the state this week as President Joe Biden and the Republican governor spar over the handling of the U.S.-Mexico border.
As we take a live look right now into Ocean City, look at that beautiful skyline there. Let's check in with our first alert meteorologist, Chief Meteorologist Paul Williams, on our weather. Good evening, Paul.
Good evening, Maddie. And it is absolutely gorgeous weather for tonight, and we're expecting it to stay gorgeous all night long before that ugly weather shows up over the weekend. We'll get to that in just a moment. Right now, we have scattered cloud cover that's pushing across the region, and to be quite honest, we are keeping a close eye on this cold front to our northwest. It's going to drag a little bit of misery in our direction, but not initially. I mean, right now, we do have a small craft advisories active for Broad Kill Beach, Lewis Beach, Rehoboth, and Indian Beach, bracing for about 25-mile-per-hour wind gusts. Now, that concern for breezy conditions along the shore goes all the way down towards Ocean City, West Ocean City, all the way down towards Chincoteague, and really the East Coast in general. By the way, there's cold weather headed our way. There's actually a winter storm watch just to our west over throughout portions along the West Virginia line. Now, this is part of the nor'easter that's actually moving in our direction. Now, here's the irony of that nor'easter. The brunt of that storm, especially the icy and snowy part, is going to go all the way around us and not hit us directly. So, with that being the case, here's a look at your day part forecast. We're looking for lots of sunshine throughout all of tomorrow and temperatures approaching the 40-degree mark. Coming up, we are going to talk about the rain and the winds we're expecting over this weekend. That's going to prompt a first alert weather day. Till then, back to you, Maddie.
Thank you. The historic Zwannendale Club, across from the Zwannendale Museum on Savannah Road, it's up for sale. You see the listing there. The site is listed as going for more than almost $900,000. Due to overwhelming maintenance costs, the Lewis Historical Society hopes to sell the structure and pay for much-needed renovations elsewhere. The Society says the building will have to remain intact outside because it's in the historic district. But what will become of this red building you see here next, that's unknown.
All kinds of things come to mind. We hope it doesn't become just a commercial space. We hope it has a spine, a backbone that connects to Lewis.
The antique shop that was housed in the building will reopen in the Thompson General Store in March.
This brings us to our CoastTV poll. We want to know what should become of the historic building at 302 Savannah Road in Lewis. Let's take a look at the results.
Take a look at your screen. So far, a large majority say they want to see some commercial development there. And again, the outside must be as it is, but the inside could become a cafe or something to that effect.
And this is also the first time we've run this poll this evening. It's likely that we're going to see some of these numbers change one way or the other. If you haven't voted yet, pretty easy to do. Go to coasttvnews.com or use the Coast TV mobile app.
Speaking of history in coastal towns, the town of Bethany Beach will be holding a Cultural and Historic Affairs Committee meeting to discuss plans for trolley tours of Heritage Trail, as well as possible future exhibits in the town museum. That's slated for Wednesday, January 10th at 10 a.m.
More than 300 days until the general election, the race for the White House is shifting into a new gear. NBC's Bree Jackson shows us how Republican candidates are getting ready for the Iowa caucuses in less than 2 weeks.
Republican candidates courting voters ahead of the critical Iowa caucuses, reacting to today's news of a school shooting in the state. Ron DeSantis offering condolences while also touching on his political views.
We obviously, have a responsibility to create safe environments. Federal government's probably not going to be leading that effort. I think it is more of a local and state issue.
Conservative voters say stopping the flow of illegal migrants is a key issue.
Americans want candidates to talk about how they're going to secure the border, to protect Americans, to regain our sovereignty as a nation.
Less than 2 weeks from the Iowa caucus, former President Trump maintains a commanding lead over his Republican rivals. A recent poll shows he's the first choice candidate for 51% of likely GOP caucus goers, despite his mounting legal troubles. Vivek Ramaswamy, a Trump defender, argues he should be the nominee, not Mr. Trump.
At the end of the day, if we need a commander-in-chief who's going to lead us to victory, I think that our base needs to choose the general who is not yet wounded in that war.
Trump is battling to stay on the ballot in Colorado, asking the Supreme Court to overturn a ruling that would ban him from appearing on the state's Republican primary ballot. Meanwhile, President Biden is sharpening his re-election message.
I think Joe Biden has a way to talk about protecting democracy as a way to provide for an economy for all people.
Iowa will be the first time Republican voters will have their say. In Washington, Bree Jackson, NBC News.
Hitting the trails in Maryland, how many people participated in the state's first day hikes?
And looks like we're going to have to beware of chilly conditions for us for tomorrow. More sunshine than cloud cover, but that's just for Friday.
Saw the lowest flight cancellation rate, the record low rate reported by the Department of Transportation. That's up next.
Going solar can be a big investment. We provide quality equipment and first-rate warranties.
Let Solaire be your trusted advisor. We can provide you with a no-cost proposal, a second opinion, which could save you significant money.
Solaire helped us through the permitting, financing, and grant process. They offer a quality product at a fair price.
Whether you have a business, a farm, or a residential home, give us the opportunity to show you what we can offer.
Please give Solaire a call today. You'll be shocked at the savings.
Get ready for a night of musical magic like never before. Witness the legend, the icon, the one and only Marshall Karloff and the Purple Experience. A Prince tribute band live in concert Saturday, January 13th during Dreamfest weekend at the Roland E. Powell Performing Arts Center. Experience the hit that defined a generation, from Purple Rain to When Doves Cry. It's a journey through the soundtrack of your life. Don't miss your chance to see these iconics played live. Grab your tickets, your raspberry beret, and be a part of a night you'll never forget. Head to ococean.com/pack for tickets.
The holiday was delightful, but your couch is now a little frightful. Dinner time full of joy, but your dining table is not so anymore. Holiday mishaps happen, and Alton Brothers Home Furnishings in Salisbury can help. A fresh new look for the new year. Sit back and relax in our showroom filled with furniture from living rooms, bedrooms, to dining, and more. Plus, in-house financing and Alton's unmatched, everyday low prices that can't be beat. Serving Delmarva for over 75 years. Have you been to Alton Brothers Home Furnishings in Salisbury lately?
I'm thrilled to introduce the newest addition of our team, my daughter, Sydney Price.
I couldn't be more excited to be working alongside my incredibly talented mother.
You've seen the passion I have for helping our clients find their dream home, and I can assure you, Sydney shares the same passion.
I've had the privilege of learning from the best in the business, and together we are committed to guiding you through the real estate journey, whether you're buying, selling, or investing.
Welcome to the team, Sydney.
Thank you, Mom. Let's do this.
This is Coast TV News at 5.
2023 had the lowest rate of flight cancellations in the last decade. The Transportation Department says the year closed out with just over 16 million flights and a cancellation rate below 1.2%. That's small. The department noted travel at the end of the year was relatively smooth. Between December 17th and New Year's Day, the cancellation rate was less than 1%. During the same period in 2022, it was 8%. 2023 also broke records as the busiest year of travel.
Consumers may soon be getting a break from the Federal Reserve. Minutes from the central bank's December policy meeting were released on Wednesday. They show the Fed expects to cut interest rates for the first time since March 2022, when its inflation curbing campaign began. According to the Personal Consumption Expenditures Price Index, inflation is just below 3%, and down from the 4-decade high it reached in mid-2022. Goldman Sachs predicts rate cuts will start in March, but others don't see that happening soon.
In regional news, Snow Hill High School was under temporary lockdown today. That was due to police being dispatched to a home near the Snow Hill High School for a call involving a gun. That call ended up being a suicide. Out of caution, Snow Hill Police Department says that this caused the school to go under a temporary lockdown. According to the Snow Hill Police Department, a short time later, officers were able to determine that there was no threat to the community and the school returned to normal operations.
Don't miss an update on the blustery winds we expect for tomorrow. I have the latest advisories for you.
From empty nester to first home, Accessible Home Builders does it all.
It was great working with Scott at Accessible Builders. He called us every Monday and asked us to come over to the house at each step of the way during the construction of our home.
It was pretty unique working with Scott because not only is he the owner, but he was working in here hands-on with his employees and really just trying to make our vision come to life.
Design your dream home with Accessible Home Builders.
Born in the stars, formed in the earth, shaped by designers around the world, and curated by Khalsa Jewelers in Lewis. Paul Chen, also known as Sundar Khalsa, is a meditation and yoga master as well as the owner of Khalsa Jewelers.
We at Khalsa Jewelers offer signature pieces that represents the beauty, the love, and also the celebration of our life. Find your piece in historic Lewis, Rehoboth Beach, Instagram, and Facebook.
Imagine a knife taking this much abuse and didn't need sharpening. Introducing the incredible NutriBlade knives, coated with granite stone non-stick and made of stainless steel, one of the hardest substances on earth. Now everyone can chop, slice, and dice just like a pro. Order right now to get this professional 6-piece set of NutriBlades for just $29.95. We'll even ship them to you free. Get your own NutriBlade knives, the last knives you'll ever buy.
Weather shapes our lives. At CoastTV, our First Alert weather team is always at work.
We have a strong line to begin to press its way through.
Coverage that prioritizes you.
Make sure you are remaining weather aware.
The First Alert weather team. Your safety, our commitment.
Once is competition between the judges.
That was fantastic!
I'm so jealous! You can do so much better.
Howie!
With Team Howie!
AGT Fantasy League, Monday on NBC and Peacock.
The lives of the people we love depend on us. I plan on finding a way home. Ready? Absolutely.
La Brea, Tuesday on NBC and Peacock.
The Today Show, weekdays at 7 on CoastTV.
As we're getting started, please remember, pull out your phone, put it on camera, and be sure you scan the QR code right now in the corner of your screen so you can keep up with all the latest changes around your own neighborhood. Outside we go, and we have a little bit of an overcast situation for us at Ocean View, courtesy of our Got a Helmet camera. But we have a temperature of 40 degrees, which is pretty much as good as it gets as far as our highs are concerned for today. Now, we're looking for temperatures to slide into the mid-30s by the time we get to, let's say, 9 o'clock. And the cloud cover will thin out by then, giving us a clearer look at the skyline. Now, here's where we are right now. It feels like 33 at the Indian River Inlet. It feels like 37 degrees not only in Rehoboth and at Bethany Beach, but it also feels like 37 degrees right now in Millsboro. The wind's picking up a little momentum right about now, but we talked about this yesterday, so it's not a total surprise. Out of the northwest, we have a 20-mile-per-hour wind gust that were recorded in Millsboro. In Redden, a 21-mile-per-hour wind gust, and a 17-mile-per-hour wind gust is what we have registered for us in Millsboro. Live radar, we're clear, but all of this pink that you see here, this is indicative of the small craft advisory that's still active for about, let's say, 25 mile per hour wind gusts along the entire East Coast. Everybody's bracing for a monster of a nor'easter. But now here's the rub for us. We see it's prompting winter storm advisories and watches to our west, but as far as the snow part of that nor'easter is concerned, looks like it's going to be a miss for us, okay? So we have the cold front that's to our northwest. Our shopping forecast, 34 to 38 degrees by noon, 40 degrees by 2 o'clock. That's probably the high for the day. And then we stay in the 30s with a few scattered clouds increasing as we go throughout the day. You see, what's happening for Friday, we have temperatures below 30 Friday morning. Friday afternoon, we will climb to the upper 30s for the afternoon. Now, for Saturday, we start off cloudy, very cloudy. Saturday afternoon, right around just before lunchtime, the rain begins. It sticks around till 3 o'clock. All right, and it sticks around throughout most of the day. By the time we get to, let's say, 5:30, we're looking at isolated thunderstorms to push across by then with temperatures in the 50s. Because we're in the 50s, I'm not expecting severe thunderstorms, but heavy downpours, oh yeah. That will be par for the course for us. By Sunday, we'll shift directions with the winds and it'll clear out. By the way, the amount of rain that we're expecting, up to close to an inch for us in Georgetown, 3/4 of an inch or just over that in Rehoboth, and just over half an inch expected over Ocean City. And even as we kind of widen the view here, you can see how varied it's going to be between, let's say, a half an inch up to an inch and close to a quarter in some areas. So this is the Saturday rain, and this is where the snow is away from us. By the way, one quick note before we close out. Tuesday, going to Wednesday early in the morning, this is that line of storm that's going to likely prompt yet another first alert day. Mainly clear tonight and 24, 42 for tonight, cool all day long for tomorrow, then cloudy early Saturday and windy and rainy late. Here's a look at your Paul Davis Restoration and Home Remodeling extended forecast. By next Tuesday and Wednesday, this is a symbol for very windy conditions, in case another person asked me that, because somebody asked me that online.
Thank you, Paul. Luckily, we didn't have any of that rain on the first. A lot of one foot in front of the other for that one. More than 4,000 people hit the trails in Maryland for first day hikes. According to the Maryland Department of Resources, a total of 4,248 people hiked on over 10,000 miles during the first day hikes in 40 different Maryland state parks on New Year's weekend. Park rangers led 47 scheduled hikes and other programs with an additional 15 self-guided opportunities.
Capturing the beauty of Bethany Beach. The town says the 2024 photo contest is now open. The town says it's looking for nostalgic photos taken in Bethany. That contest is open to anyone. Submitted shots could be featured in the upcoming town calendar. The grand prize winner will receive a 2024 VIP parking pass.
Don't forget to tune in to Coast TV News for Sunday night football. It's the Buffalo Bills versus the Miami Dolphins. Some playoff implications here. Coverage starts at 7 p.m. Then we're going to have your hyper-local broadcast after the game.
After the break here on Coast TV News at 5, living longer thanks to hearing aids. How life expectancy can be linked to these medical devices.
But first, the pandemic continues, why the World Health Organization says it's not over. Stay tuned on Coast TV News at 5.
From gentle ocean breezes to small country towns, Sussex County has it all. That's why you need a real estate company that is familiar with it all. Mann & Sons offers decades of experience throughout Sussex County. Whether it's helping you purchase your forever home or find the perfect vacation rental at the beach. Trust our experience. Trust Mann & Sons.
For over 30 years, the difference is clear. Mann & Sons Real Estate.
This weather's brought to you by
Mann & Sons Real Estate.
30 years ago, a historic ice storm knocked out power for 10 days. Trees fell across power lines and ice snapped utility poles. Our Delaware Electric Cooperative team worked around the clock to help those we serve. 3 decades later, we've applied the lessons we learned during the storm to make our grid stronger. Through the dedication of our employees, Co-op Power has never been more reliable. And while the weather is unpredictable, DEC's commitment to doing what's best for our members will never change.
Prepare to be captivated by the harmonies that redefine perfection. Introducing Take 6, the Grammy-winning a cappella sensation that transcends musical boundaries. Sunday, January 14th, concluding Dreamfest weekend. 6 voices, 1 unforgettable experience. Witness the magic of Take 6 live in concert. Join the celebration of musical excellence. Don't miss your chance to experience Take 6 like never before. Secure your seats now for an evening of a cappella brilliance. Take 6, where every note is a masterpiece. Get your tickets now at ococean.com/pack.
Get your photos off your phone and have a Shutterfly designer create your photo book in just 24 hours for free. Get your photos off your phone and get 40% off everything with code PB40.
NBC Nightly News. weeknights at 6:30 on Coast TV.
16 years ago, we founded Community Bank Delaware with the goal of providing high-quality banking services to our local community. Here you meet with decision makers, people just like you who live in and love this community. We provide the newest banking technologies to our customers, supported by our local team of banking professionals. Our bank serves clients throughout Sussex County, and we continue to grow, all thanks to you. Community Bank Delaware, where community matters.
Late Night with Seth Meyers. Late nights on Coast TV.
If you thought the pandemic was over, you thought wrong. That's according to the World Health Organization. The organization's COVID-19 technical lead says the pandemic is in a different phase, marked by reduced impact. That's the good news, but it is still considered a pandemic. That tracks with what has been happening in the U.S. More than 29,000 people were admitted to hospitals here the week before Christmas, and that was up 17% from the week before.
If you want to live a long life, then you need to wear your hearing aids. That's according to a new study published Wednesday. Researchers looked at 13 years of data involving nearly 10,000 adults. Among those, more than 1,800 were identified as having hearing loss. The researchers found that those who regularly used hearing aids were 24% less likely to have an early death. The study authors also say there was no difference in risk of death between those who never wore hearing aids and those who wore them occasionally. We'll be right back.
The savings celebration continues. Johnny Janosik's New Year's sale is extended. Get an extra 20% off our everyday low prices or choose 0% APR for 60 months. But the New Year's sale must end Monday at Johnny Janosik.
Not happy with your utility bill? Help save energy by replacing your outdated, inefficient windows. At Spicer Brothers, we install new replacement windows and new construction series windows, built for extreme weather and high energy efficiency. And quality installation is just as important as the window itself.
And you can have peace of mind on your new windows with the Spicer Brothers Platinum Plus lifetime warranty.
And right now, buy 2 windows and get 1 free. Plus, no interest and no payments for 18 months. Spicer Brothers, because you deserve the best.
Dreamfest is back in Ocean City, Maryland for MLK Weekend. Join us for 3 soul-stirring shows at the Performing Arts Center January 12th through the 14th. Experience Who's Bad, the ultimate Michael Jackson experience. Marshall Karloff and the Purple Experience. Take 6, 10-time Grammy and Dove Award winners. Secure your tickets at ococean.com/pack. Don't miss Ocean City's 2nd annual Dreamfest, January 12th through the 14th. See you there.
What do you do when your tire goes flat and there's no air anywhere? You reach for Bullseye Pro, the smarter, faster, hands-free way to fill it up with air. Bullseye Pro is equipped with a rechargeable lithium-ion power plant. So fast and so convenient. It's like the power of an air compressor in the palm of your hand. Look, you can inflate all 4 tires on a single charge. It has a built-in smart pressure digital sensor that gauges and automatically stops when the set tire pressure is reached. Easily inflate pool toys, exercise balls, and more. Call or go online now and get the complete Bullseye Pro inflation system for the factory direct price of just $79.99. Plus, we'll ship your entire order free, and we'll give you a 50% discount on a second one. Order now.
To order, call 1-800-771-0865. That's 1-800-771-0865 or go to getbullseyepro.com.
The savings celebration continues. Johnny Janosik's New Year's sale is extended. Get an extra 20% off our everyday low prices or choose 0% APR for 60 months. But the New Year's sale must end Monday at Johnny Janosik.
Let's take a quick look at your exclusive Coast TV 10-day forecast. Friday's looking pretty sunny, actually. A bit on the chilly side, but sunny. Saturday's the first alert day because we're looking for rain all day long, starting at 11 o'clock and just not stopping until we get to Sunday, okay? Sunday's clear. Monday's looking okay. Tuesday, rain will begin, but it's really Wednesday when it's going to become very windy and breezy. That's what the symbol is, by the way. Someone asked me that online. That's a symbol indicating very breezy conditions. Watching out for 50-mile-per-hour winds on Wednesday. So the models are still holding true to that. And next weekend might be a little rainy.
Well, thank you, and thanks for joining us here for Coast TV News at 5.
For more news, for more local weather, download our Coast TV News app.
Inside Edition's up next.
And we're going to see you later tonight for Coast TV News at 6. Have a great night.